Hey guys, it's well after midnight, but I really wanted to make this video because tomorrow I've got a shoot, and it's a car shoot, and I need the DSLR I shoot my Talking Hands videos with, amongst a bunch of other cameras, and it's kind of cool. We're shooting a Bizzarini, a Lancia, an Iso Griffo, and a Ferrari. Maybe I'll throw some clips in from tomorrow's shoot into this when I edit this later in the week. And I wanted to share with you the new motor that came in. So this was a 5860 that I had. This is what was running on the blower, and the 5870 is here. I wanted to compare the two. Oh, whoa. Check this out. I just took this thing off the car. Look at this. Well, that's no good. That worked itself loose. Okay, well, we're discovering things together once again. In this case, bad things. It's the second time it's worked itself loose. I thought I put Loctite on these things. In fact, I did. So why are they getting loose? Huh. I don't know what's going on. I can tell you the shaft is really, really hard. So it's not damaging the shaft. But that's a bit of a mystery. Anyway, so the reason why I'm doing all this is because this is a two-handed job to get this thing out. And right now I have two hands, but come Monday, this is Saturday night, come Monday, I've got shoulder surgery planned. Like I mentioned a few times before, as you all know, that my dad passed away in September, and I'd been putting off my own health issues for a long time when I was taking care of him. And one of those issues is I've discovered, I hurt my shoulder about 3 years ago, and I discovered I have a 2¼ inch long tear in my left shoulder. So that's hopefully going to get repaired on Monday, which means this arm is going to be in a sling. And I wanted to get this off. I did some work on the installing the 90mm throttle body, valve covers. This thing is over here. It's lurking in the corner because that's going to go on as what I built it for in the first place and what started this whole mess. That's going to go on as my crankcase evacuation pump. And I've got little fittings and stuff poking around here are going to get welded on, but that might take a little while. But I did want to stack up as much stuff because at least I should be able to edit with one arm in a sling, but I don't know how much work I'm actually going to get done, so I want to keep giving you guys as much content as I reasonably can. Anyway, so here's our 5860. This is what we've been using. This was rated at 970 kV. We're seeing nowhere close to its 50,000 RPM max, but we didn't know when we started, so now we do. It's held up really well. It's been a good motor, but this guy showed up. Let's take it out of the box. Okay. All right. So there you have it. That is a 5860 versus a 5870. All right, so let's just take a close look at these guys. So this one was rated at, I think, 970 kV, I believe, but when I measured it, it was actually over 1,000. It was like 1,050. This one was rated at, I believe, 740. It says 750 here. But I think I think TP Power is actually a pretty good company, and they're conservative with their ratings. This one's probably a little bit higher. What's interesting is these cables are actually lighter than these. And these are the actual motor winding cables, and it makes perfect sense. To get a lower kV, you have more windings with finer wire, and that's how you achieve that. So that kind of makes sense with what we're seeing here. Obviously, I still have to solder these 8mm bullet connectors onto this motor. As far as differences, it's identical in every dimension except for length. This one is, well, a bit longer. Supposed to be about 1 centimeter, and it looks to be about 1 centimeter, somewhere in there. But other than that, this one should give us more torque. It should give us more impeller RPM on the blower, and not just because of the lower kV. The lower kV will give us more torque, but also the fact that it's physically longer, so that's also going to give us more torque. So it's sort of a double whammy, and that should allow us to get a little bit more RPM out of the impeller. We were seeing roughly with the SI trim, we were seeing probably somewhere around 23,000 RPM out of this guy, and this guy could cap out at 50,000 RPM. So hopefully with the additional torque from the longer rotor, the additional torque from the lower KV, and then of course by the way, that's why you see these two sets of batteries here. We're going to be running both sets simultaneously, so there's going to be less voltage drop. So hopefully we can come pretty close to at least 30,000 RPM on the impeller, which should put us, close to 700 horsepower at the flywheel, somewhere in that ballpark. I'm honestly looking between 650 and 700 as something reasonable to expect, which is kind of cool. That means we're actually starting to get somewhere. So there you go. That's the difference between a 5870 versus a 5860. Not a whole lot of difference. I mean, these are starting to get pretty sizable. Looking forward to testing this. It's going to be a little while, obviously. They say that my healing process is going to be about 6 weeks in a sling, and then I won't be up to full strength till about 9 months to a year. But, whatever. As long as I can, manufacture stuff and fabricate and build things and test things and all that happy jazz. So there you have it. Short little quick video for y'all. Just thought I'd knock this out. Now it's time for me to take down the camera. All right, subscribe. Stay tuned. Lots more to come.